to episode 11 of 5 Out, a Ball Knowers podcast. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a liberty here as a co-creator. I'm going to call this a fast break episode because we don't have 5, we don't have 4, we don't have 3. It's just the two of us today. It's just me and Austin. So we're not running a 5 Out. Oh, and Brendan. Okay.
What's up, everyone?
Brendan's here.
Can't get
so
rid
it's
of me
not-
that much. They're that easily.
It's not a two. This is more of a three-man weave here early. So on today's show, we're gonna have a couple of guys coming in and out, just because it's just gonna be me and Austin for the most part. But a lot of our guys that are typically on are throughout the country at various college campuses. So we're gonna get a status report from everyone. Before we talk to Brendan, links are in the description. Obviously, like and subscribe to the video. Comment in the live chat if you are so inclined. We're going to be taking questions since it's just me and Austin. So feel free to ask us whatever.
I'm going to blow that chat up with questions whenever I hop off.
Please do. Links to our Instagram and Twitter are in the description below. And also follow us on Facebook. And I guess TikTok. TikTok's also in the link below. You can find us at 5 Out Pod or 5 Out Podcast on any of those platforms. But before we get into the World Series talk, let's talk with you, Brendan. So you are where?
Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Fayetteville, Arkansas. Home
Where
of
I've
the
heard that this is like the Battle of Mid this week, where Mississippi State and Arkansas are playing at 3 o'clock today. So should be totally exactly what you expect. I think Arkansas's favored, but they're 2-6 now, so vibes are not high for the football team in Fayetteville. When you talk about Arkansas football now, it's not, oh, what are the Razorbacks doing? It's, so who's going to give us the money to buy a new coach?
Yeah.
So they were saying, oh, the chicken guy at Tyson is going to fork over some money for a football coach. So they're all mad too that some of the people I've talked to are upset too that James Franklin is the odds favorite to go to Virginia Tech and not Arkansas. But
yeah.
Hey, Fayetteville, as I said on a previous episode, is a completely and totally underrated college town. This place is awesome.
I've never been, and I said I want to get out to a game at Bud Walton. I want to see a basketball game because, I mean, in the past 5 years, Musselman came in and he kind of breathed new life into that program that they haven't really had since the 90s, and now Calipari's there. They're getting all these highly touted recruits. They're a top 15 team to start the year. We're going to get some college basketball talk coming up this month. I'm excited about that. But yeah, Arkansas and Miss State combined 0-8 in the SEC thus far. So someone is going to escape the bottom today.
Somebody's going to get that first SEC win, and it could be their last SEC win too. You never know. I will say, yeah, if you could get a chance to come to Bud Walton for a basketball game, that's probably the most fun I've had at a basketball game for sure. But maybe a sporting event. 2 years ago, I went to Kentucky at Arkansas, or maybe it was 3 years ago. It was Calipari was still at Kentucky. Musselman, I think that was the year they made it to the Sweet 16. So Arkansas lost that game, 22. But the energy in the building was electric the whole time. So it is a great place to watch a basketball game. I've never been to an Arkansas football game while they've been really good, so I don't actually know how the vibes are there.
When's the last time that's been true?
I was about to say, I don't think that's happened in our lifetime. So.
Well, I mean, I could have gone if I'd been at the Tennessee game last year. That was still early enough in the season where I think they improved to like 4-1 at that time, or something when they beat Tennessee. So maybe you could have said that, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Isn't Lance in Alabama somewhere?
He said that. I think he's going to call in as well. I don't know if he's on campus anywhere. I think he might just be like going on a trip, but I think it's still worthwhile to have him call in. And then we've got a couple of other guys who may or may not do the same.
I will say, being in a college town on Halloween is so funny.
Yeah.
Like we were out last night, as you do on Halloween, and just the amount of people, like it's the only one time a year that you just see a bunch of like college kids and people just walking around wearing these blasphemous outfits, and everyone's just like, "Yep, that's great." Like
Yeah.
we went into a Whataburger last night at like it was after midnight, and somebody obviously inebriated looks at a cop who's in there who's also just trying to get food. And is like, "I like your costume, bro."
Not a
And it was very
not a
funny.
costume.
Yeah, no, but at least the guy was cool. It would have been funny if he's like, "Put your hands behind your back" or something like that.
Brendan, were you in costume?
I dressed as the average member of the Average Joe's dodgeball team.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go on.
So if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
We didn't get a pic of this. I didn't like. Do I
Actually,
not
didn't really
look
take very
it
many
up?
pictures last night.
That's
There
I was
was-
the same way.
Yeah, my brother at we kind of had a house party here. There was a number of people, and so I was basically just meeting a bunch of new people last night. But it was pretty cool. I would definitely do this again. And it's also nice to be doing this podcast not at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this
You're
works
in the
out
Central
great.
Time zone.
I
This
can
is
imagine that's nice.
this is late for you.
Yeah, next week, by the way, since Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time, it'll be less
It'll be
early.
back down to
It'll be 8 a.m., not 7 a.m.
yeah.
Nice.
That's huge. That's honestly huge for us. So
It's huge for my ability to speak in the morning.
yeah. At the top of every episode, you get like I feel like there's a transition that happens during the episode where you are like barely
Stop.
coherent and like trying to form thoughts early in the morning, and then
No.
as soon as you get
I'm
to like
yapping.
an hour into the show, then you can start to like form real thoughts. And,
Yep.
Like everyone's locked in. It takes like the full hour to get there.
You can tell at the beginning, and I always make it a point to look at Brendan specifically. And Brendan, you may wake up a good 4 minutes before we go live every single time, and it's like that's what I look like when I first wake up, and I'm just like,
Well, what happens is I set alarms that would get me up about an hour before I need to get on.
yeah,
And then I inevitably snooze all of those.
Mhm.
Right.
And then am, I don't know, rolling out of bed 6 or 7 minutes before I need to hop on the chat. That was hey now.
oh fuck.
That was totally unintentional.
I do the same thing all the time. So I get it.
Anyway, but yeah, you can also see I generally am sipping through coffee while we're rolling because if I wasn't here for the love of the game, I would not be up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning.
No, absolutely not. Whenever I wake up at 7 o'clock to do prep for the show, I always think like it's far too early for me to be up on a Saturday. Like I get this like weird like pit in my stomach at about 8 a.m. Like why am I awake? There's like an hour
I
period
know.
where I'm just kind of sitting and I'm like,
You're like, what is this for?
yeah.
Nobody should have to be up this early on a Saturday.
But us
We do it.
and
We
our
do
loyal
it.
fans. Yeah, we do it for you guys.
Before we go any farther, I almost want to transition us because I want to be on the show whenever we talk about the 18-inning World Series game.
Okay. We're gonna
So-
get to that. You want to talk about that now? So
Yeah, like that was one of the best things I've watched in a long time.
whenever we last did the show, it was the morning of Game 2. So Game 1 had just happened. The Blue Jays went out. They won 11-4. And then Saturday night, Yamamoto goes out. There's a complete game. And the Dodgers answer back. I said on the show, whoever wins Game 3 is going to win the series. That was my prediction. And then Game 3 just so happened to be one of the greatest playoff games of our lifetime. It was 7 innings of haymakers being thrown back and forth, of what we thought we were getting a classic already. And then the bullpens come in, which is certainly a weakness for LA. It's been, marginal for the Blue Jays. And there was 11 innings of no scoring. And and you can like they're I'm sure casual baseball fans are going to have a problem with that. They're not going to enjoy that. That was awesome to watch as
Right.
someone who enjoys pitching. Seeing the Dodgers bullpen just kind of wake up and shut out this like high-powered, deep Blue Jays lineup for 11 innings was a shock. And the Dodgers just kept getting like feet away from ending it. They had 3 warning track flyouts to end innings.
It was
It was
almost in
like-
like consecutive innings too.
Freddie Freeman did it twice.
Yeah.
It was, and then he hit the walk-off. You could feel the, I mean, in LA, it was
the
only
walk-off
midnight.
The walk-off didn't necessarily clear the fence by that much too. So
No.
he had to have been thinking, "Oh my God, did I just fly out to the warning track again?"
Will Smith pimped his flyout. He thought it was over. And,
Yeah.
And it came up like 10 feet short. I mean, 18
Yeah.
innings. And I'm sure you're aware, I think either Nick or Joey sent this in our group chat about the Brad Paisley effect. The last time that Brad Paisley sang the national anthem in a World Series game was in 2018 when I think it was game 3 as well, whenever they went to 18 innings and Max Muncy hit the walk-off against the Red Sox. So
That's crazy.
it's
And whenever I saw that, I was like, "No shot."
it's legit. Yeah, I think he needs
So
to be
anytime
investigated.
MLB wants a game that is going to be generational, bring out Brad
They
Paisley.
know who to call.
Yeah.
I think Will Klein is getting a lot of the hype from that. He hasn't pitched since, I don't think. But he threw 4 innings
Yep.
against the Blue Jays to close that game out. And he obviously did a tremendous job because the Dodgers had this series of guys that they couldn't trust. And then this guy goes out, gives you 4 innings of
And he
shutout
was
baseball.
No, he was in that. Like Henriquez before him and then Will Klein were in that category of both of them. When they came in, all the commentators are like, "Yeah, this guy's only pitched like once this postseason, and it was in the wild card series in a blowout or something."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Yeah, it was like the last person on the roster." And it's like, it's cool whenever a guy gets that kind of chance and then they go prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this too, like as a baseball fan, you're telling me the guy that you trust least in your bullpen still comes out and throws 100?
Yeah, that's
Like Will
I mean,
Klein came out and his first fastball was like 99.
imagine telling that to someone like 15 years ago. Like, hey, you're going to have 16 bullpen arms. They all throw 100 miles an hour, even the ones that aren't as good, like that you don't trust. Like,
Yeah.
that's how baseball's changed. But I also want to give credit to Eric Lauer on the other side because he came in and he threw 4 2/3 and like came close. Like he pitched better than Will Klein, I think. And he's not going to get nearly as much credit because he was on the losing side. But Eric Lauer absolutely shoved in what you would call the middle innings of the extra innings.
Yeah,
they played 2 games.
Things got hairy a little bit for him. I think there was a runner at second and third with 1 out, and he was able to get out of it because he got like a pop up. But I thought Lauer, especially when you worry about like pitch decay and things with where the meat of the Dodger order starts seeing you for the second and third time. There was enough base runners, I think. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith, like they got 3 looks at Lauer in extra
Yeah,
innings.
And he
And
did
I-
his job. Like,
For the baseball viewers, viewing experience, I think intentionally walking Otani right. That's not what you want if you're Major League Baseball. I get it. If you're
It's a very
if you're
smart
John
play.
Shire or like, why you've hit 2 homers and doubled twice today. Literally anyone else beat me.
and the situations that Otani was coming up in, it was an advantageous spot to walk him. Like there was
Right?
always
If there's a
first
guy on
base open
second
or
and first
2
base
outs.
is open, yeah.
Like they never advance a runner from first to second to like the first base was open every single time they walked him. So you can't blame coaching decisions. Like
Yeah.
it was the right move.
Now,
but
in
you walk out
like
of
the
that game,
4th
yeah.
inning, it might be the wrong move, right? Putting a guy on first, because then if somebody goes deep, it's just another run.
Yeah, but if
But-
if one run scores, then what does it
If
matter?
one run scores, who cares, right? The
That's-
game's
that's
over.
the game. Yeah. His
It,
run wouldn't matter.
I can't imagine. So imagine being at the watch party in Toronto for Game 3. That game ended at 2:30 in the morning in Toronto or something like
Yeah.
that.
It's probably a little later.
And like, just imagine being there and committing your time. How sad must it have been to go home after that?
Yeah. Well, that brings me to my other point because, like I said, I thought Game 3 was going to be the deciding factor. And the Dodgers win in walk-off fashion in this, like, grueling 18-inning game. And then the Blue Jays come out the next day and they thoroughly, like, they send a message. They win 6-2. And then on Wednesday, they come out in Game 5 and Trey Savage bounces back from his Game 1 performance and they win that one 6-1, and they take control of the series, which I didn't really expect, and that completely changed what I thought would happen in this series.
But I still
So,
think you could be right. Like, Game 3 could have been the decider. But I think
I mean, yeah,
the pitching matchup tonight is Glass now for the
I
Dodgers and who for the Blue
it's
Jays.
going to be Scherzer for Toronto. I think
Okay.
LA is going to start Otani because they don't get the two-way rule if they use him in relief. That's what Joe Davis was talking about on the broadcast. So I bet they use Otani as like a pseudo opener, maybe go through the lineup once, give you 3 innings, and then Glass now for the bulk, and then you can just turn it over to Sasaki for the ninth, or Snell if they want to go back. Snell hasn't looked great in this series. But the Dodgers, I think, have so many more options pitching wise than the Blue Jays do.
Well, yeah,
But
I think in a Game 7 it doesn't matter, right? Like how we're talking like depth and managing because literally everyone's available,
yeah,
right? We could see Yamamoto come out. I wouldn't be shocked if Savage
you Savage
got
could
an
definitely
inning,
fill up.
right? Or
Hmm.
if they're like, we need somebody to come in, uh, use the sweeper or whatever and get this guy out for a batter. Like it's gonna just be whoever you can. Um, and so like, but I think at that point too, because everyone's available, you have to think like holistically, who's the pitching staff we believe in more? What's the lineup? And like the nod goes to LA and both of
You
those.
think?
I think they do. Like, especially if we see Otani look like he did at the end of the in the or the NLDS against Milwaukee, or whenever he pitched against the Phillies. Yeah, Austin. Sorry about that. Brought up some bad memories. I think they're gonna be fine. But I also really like Toronto. Like just at home, they gave themselves 2 chances to win in Toronto,
Yeah,
and so maybe they if they get to whatever the Dodgers starter is or whoever that is early, every game that they've gotten to the Dodgers pitching, they've won. So
yeah.
if they get to them and put up 2 or 3 runs before the 5th inning, I think Toronto wins.
The Blue Jays have done a tremendous job in this series. They went into the series as a heavy underdog. They take game one. Then the Dodgers respond, taking games two and three, and you think the series is over. The Blue Jays come right back. They win games 4 and 5. And I think a lot of people, they're like you just pointed out, the Dodgers in Game 7, they have the better roster, they have the better pitching, they have the better top half of their lineup. This is the team that should be favored to win the game. But this is the game that the Blue Jays have won all postseason. And so, and I don't, like, I can't draw, like, the comparisons you drew to the 2019 NBA Finals with the Raptors and that I drew previously to the 2019 World Series with the Nationals taking on Houston. It feels very similar, and like in baseball, the pesky underdog has a pretty good track record in games like this, and so that's kind of where I'm leaning at this point. I think Scherzer's going to be a madman. Like I mean, he always is, but like this is a moment. Like this could be a career-defining moment for him, and he's already like he's one of the three best pitchers of our lifetime.
This is why you
Um,
give him the contract, right? This is
yeah,
why you sign a guy like him. It's like, okay, you've proved it in this position before. Go prove it again.
and they also have Shane Bieber ready to come out of the bullpen as well. So they've got like Otani Glasnow versus Scherzer Bieber.
Yeah.
That's I think the Dodgers two are more talented. The Blue Jays two have a better track record. I will say
Admittedly, I
that.
didn't get to watch much of the game yesterday, but like, how much did Hoffman pitch, or how much
He
did
just
any of the leverage guys, Dominguez, pitch out of the Blue Jay pen?
Dominguez, I think, just got one out in the eighth. I'm trying to think. Hoffman did not throw. Bassett closed it out. Yeah, Dominguez. So they went to Varland, and he went an inning and a third. Fluharty came in to face the lefties at the top. Shohei hit a double, I think, and then they walked Will Smith, and then he got Freddie out. Dominguez came in, and he got Mookie out, and that was all he threw. And then Bassett threw the ninth, which I think Bassett is another guy. He could go 2 innings
Yeah,
because he's
but it's
got
not,
depth or
so the
stamina.
leverage arms in the Blue Jays pen. Like, I think this is the kind of game that if there's, no score in the fifth inning, and all of a sudden the Dodgers have runners at second and third and 2 outs, I would not be surprised. Like, this is the kind of game you're like, all right, this is the moment. Like,
Yeah,
we're bringing in Hoffman, like, for
Hoffman early.
this, and then we'll piece together from there.
Because I mean, yeah, I think Savage is going to be available if you want to throw him late. I think Chris Bassett, like I said, can throw 2 innings late if you need him to. Like I think they have the depth to be able to use Hoffman in their biggest leverage spot. And I am worried about the Dodgers' leverage arms. Like Sasaki looked very beatable last night, and he threw 33 pitches. So he's like their only trustworthy bullpen guy right now.
Right, but
I,
they literally could just ping pong between their starting
all their
rotation all night.
starters, yeah. And Glass now came in. He threw, I think, like 4 pitches. He threw 3 pitches and got 3 outs because in the last inning, first pitch he got the pop up from Kirk, and then there was the double play, which I'm sure you guys saw, where Kike is flying in from left field. He makes the catch and he hoses. Who was it on second? Or no, Jimenez hit it and hosed Barger at second. Who the Blue Jays have made their fair share of base running errors in the series. I think that's kind of flying under the radar, but they've done it a couple times.
But I think it is in their identity
Be
to
aggressive.
to be aggressive, and it's just where it's you can highlight it because it hasn't worked out at times,
Yeah,
but I don't think they're going to stop doing it. And again,
that's
in
fair.
a game 7 of the World Series, if you get a runner from first to second with 2 outs, and then all of a sudden you have a little bloop single, like that can be the difference in the game.
Mm.
So I hope the Blue Jays don't change what they're doing. But I
No,
think
I mean,
what the Dodgers pitching, all of them throw ridiculous. So, I mean, if you've got a guy up there throwing at 98, might
I
be a
think
little
it's yeah.
easier to get it to second base quicker. So,
Hmm.
but yeah,
We'll
I
see.
hope the Blue Jays don't change what they're doing. I don't know. This series has been fantastic. I think Graham. I think you mentioned last week that you were worried that it might be like a gentleman's sweep.
That's I said because I knew the Dodgers were going to win Game 2 with Yamamoto on the mound, and if the Dodgers won Game 3, I was like, I think this could be a 5-game series. And I'm very glad that we've got 7. I don't like all the signs. I pointed out the 4-game sweep versus 7-game series in the championship series. The team that plays 7 has gone on to win every time. And so there was that arrow that was pointing to Toronto as well that I just disregarded initially. I'm thrilled that we've got this 7-game series. I was talking to my dad last night watching the game, and I was like, I'm gonna tentatively root for the Dodgers last night, so that way we could get to today. Because as much as I want the Blue Jays to beat the Dodgers personally, I would rather see a Game 7 than it be like I'd rather just watch these teams play one more time. Even if the
I
Dodgers
think
win
baseball
tonight,
fans everywhere are rooting for that. That's the same thing that I was saying with the American League Championship Series.
give us more baseball.
I wanted that to go 7. It was
Yeah,
fantastic. That series was fantastic. This series has been fantastic.
I'm thrilled
But
with how like I think this is one of the most entertaining playoffs that I can remember. And I don't know if I just have a closer eye on all of it or if it's actually been better. But I've had so much fun watching baseball this postseason.
Graham, you and I have somehow turned Austin into Sunkit whenever we talk about football.
I know.
Like, he's just been
Austin
there.
has no thoughts.
Well, the NBA season has started, and I'm a hoops guy, so I am also the way that the Brewers lost is really just I got a sour taste.
It's
in my
taking you
mouth
out of the.
right now, and
That's
so
understandable.
so I've been watching a lot of basketball, a lot of football, and I mean, no, I agree with everything that's been said. Obviously, I'm rooting for the Blue Jays, and I mean, obviously, I watched. I wasn't able to watch any of last night's game because Go Gibson Southern got the win. About to win sectional 32. If you guys were wondering about Indiana high school football playoffs,
I was.
well,
I wasn't, but okay.
last night, incredible game against Evansville Memorial. So, I mean, just letting you know if you guys want to listen to 89 won the bash next Friday or whatever. But no, I mean, I agree. I agree with the Max Scherzer point that Brendan made. Is like Toronto only brings a guy like Max Scherzer in for these moments. It's like, okay, you weren't that great throughout the regular season. You're what, 40? Is he 41 now?
I think.
But
so.
He's
when you
old
sign
guy.
him, you hope for Mad Max,
Right.
not just Max
you hope
Scherzer.
for like you're hoping for okay, like yeah, the last 2 years haven't been ideal. We're wanting, pre New York Mets Max Scherzer essentially. And
I want to
so-
give. Can I give props to Max Scherzer too? Because I said earlier, he's one of the top 3 pitchers of our lifetime, and that group involves him, Verlander, and Clayton Kershaw.
yeah.
And they all came up at essentially the same time. Clayton Kershaw has probably had the best career out of the 3 of them. He is a non-factor in this series. Max Scherzer is starting Game 7. Like that's just a crazy thought to have.
I do think
And-
if Kershaw, like, if it was like if the roles were reversed, right? If Kershaw was in Toronto, Kershaw would be playing a crucial role. I think it's just because if you're
The Dodgers pitching.
LA, you have so many other arms that you would rather use than just go Clayton Kershaw.
I would
Unfortunately.
agree with that. I would agree with that, but I would say I think the fall off at the end of Kershaw's career has been a little greater than what we've seen from oh my God, Max Scherzer, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like,
Kershaw's
what
been pretty
name are
good
they-
this year though? Like he
I think
has
both-
sub
He
sub
has
4
been,
ERA.
but I don't know. I think the velocity being down is what is really hurting him. His curveball is still
It's
the best thing
so
ever.
unbelievable.
One of the best pitches that I've ever watched. Yeah.
I think, like, at his prime, how did anyone ever hit him throwing mid upper 90s or something like that? And then the next pitch is like, yeah, here's a 71 mile per hour, kisses the sun curveball.
They didn't. That's the answer. He
Yeah,
was
that
unhittable.
that
For
is
like-
true.
for
He's
like-
a Hall of Famer.
like 7 years, no one touched him.
I was actually happy that he got the out in Game 3, just because I didn't want, like, I was worried at that point. I was like, what if this is the last time we see Max Scherzer? Like, you're thinking of that, or not Max Scherzer, of Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be a bad moment, right?
Even though that would be suitable for his career if he were
In the
to
playoffs.
allow a
Yeah.
run in a postseason game, and that's how his career ended.
Like, I want the guy to put up a 0, okay? And then,
Right.
Yeah.
all right, go enjoy the bullpen. Be with the guys for the last 4 games. We got this. You sit this one out,
Yeah.
superstar.
If they are winning 8-1, he's getting the 9th as well. Like tonight, he could close the World Series. That's
yeah,
still on the
if
That's
it's
table.
a
true.
blowout, we'll see Kershaw, and it'll be a perfect going away moment.
Send it.
All right,
All right. Good to
I've
talk.
gotta
to you,
hop
Brendan.
off.
Thanks for coming on.
enjoy
I'm glad
2
you
out
did.
for the rest of the.
Yeah,
rest
the
of the
fast
day.
break episode. Fast break.
All right, see you guys.
See you, Brendan.
You know what's so funny is that we can actually we can play around with the amount of people that we actually have on the episode. The way that you can play around with it in basketball terms is actually so hilarious.
Always. Yeah.
Like referring to the me, you, Brendan stint as the 3-man weave is like that's electric. Like I mean,
And I'm sure
I'm all for it.
that name is taken. I'm certain there is a three-man weave podcast. We're five
I
out
could
because
assume
five out was unoccupied whenever we
it
started
was. It is true. When I
and
purchased the link for uh, what it's, I think it's I can't remember if it's Five
Five
Out
Out
Pod or
Pod.
Five Out Podcast. Yeah, Five Out Pod.
fiveoutpod.com, link in the
Yes.
description.
That is I bought that and nobody else had it. So
Yeah, that's ours.
check out the website.
I'd love to have 5 every episode, but that's
Right.
just has not been the case for the past month. So
That's all
we're
right.
we're doing 2 today, but hopefully we get a couple more guys to pop in throughout the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give predictions tonight. Who wins Game 7?
I mean, I'm obviously like I'm so rooting for Toronto, and I think everyone watching baseball outside of California is rooting for Toronto. And I think that this goes back, and I know we've had discussions about it, and I know it was a big discussion during the NLCS is, well, if Milwaukee is able to come out and win this series, you know, it kind of disproves. And I know that the Blue Jays are high spenders, but they haven't spent on, like, they're spending on their own guys,
Yeah, they're
right?
not
So, like,
splurging on
Vladdy,
free agent talent.
you're extending Vladdy. You know, they've got homegrown talent, and I know the Dodgers do as well. But you know, Addison Barger's come up, and he's looked incredible. And before this season, I don't think half of MLB fans, even more than that, even know who Addison Barger is.
Mhm.
Ernie Clement. I actually, fun fact, and
Yeah.
you can look at LinkedIn. All right, I wrote the article with my top 3 most underrated players in baseball. Ernie Clement was in that article.
I
So,
remember whenever you were writing that, you were like, you gave us a team in the group chat, and you're like, guess which player I'm talking about. And I believe I went 3 for 3.
Yep.
I was like Ernie Clement and Tyler Fitzgerald and
And Tobias
he did not
Myers.
appear. Yep.
Yeah, well, 2 of
Um,
those sucked. Well, I guess
Yeah.
Tyler Fitzgerald wasn't horrible, but like this is what fans want to see out of the baseball team is exactly what the Toronto Blue Jays have done. And I'm
Mhm.
not going to say that it's right or wrong that fans are wanting this formula, but I will say that fans are a little bit frustrated about how the Dodgers have been operating. And it's not, like I said, it's not a bad thing, because I know a lot of people are on the boat of, well, I think the other teams need to spend. I think there needs to be a salary floor, which there's an argument. But at the end of the day, fans do not like the Dodgers because of the way that they've spent their money, and fans are always going to root for the other guys. Whoever the Dodgers are playing, fans are going to root for them. And it's like the Blue Jays do, like, they're not as good as that 2019 Nationals team, I don't think. At least
They had a better regular season.
rotation-wise.
They're the
Yeah,
number one
like-
seed in the American League.
But and like you talk about them midway through the season, we are not having this conversation. Nobody thinks
No.
that they're going to the World Series. Nobody thinks that and that's the cool thing about baseball is that 3 out of the 4 teams in the championship series weren't talked about being in this spot at all.
And they
The
all
Mariners-
won. And they all won 90 games. Like,
right,
they
and
should
that's
have
the
been.
thing is like the Mariners went out and bought, and they looked incredible. I thought that they could go and win the World Series. The Blue Jays, they didn't even really buy. They just went out there. They kept their guys. They felt really confident. Milwaukee, same thing. They just kept their guys, and all 3 of those teams won 90 plus games. And now, I think that is good for the sport, showing like, okay, even however this all goes down with the salary cap, salary floor, whatever, you can win games like this.
Yep.
And I think that shows, and I think that this series in totality shows like, okay, the Dodgers aren't just gonna steamroll anyone. And if they were going to, it was going to be this Blue Jays team. Like if they were going to do this, they would have done it. However, this Blues, they just keep fighting, man. And I don't even think that they're like in my head. I'm like, they're not that much better than the Brewers, but they
No.
just
They were worse
they
in the regular
have
season.
performed. So, oh my gosh, they have performed out of their minds this
Mhm.
postseason. Shout out Eric Lauer talk earlier, by the way. I
Yeah.
didn't get my piece in on that, but he holds a special place in my heart. So shout out Eric Lauer.
I have I don't even know, like a core philosophy when it comes to predicting NBA playoffs that teams win games in the regular season for a reason, and it's because they're good. Like,
Right.
who was it a couple years ago? Someone like snuck into a like I feel like the 2021 Utah Jazz got the number 1 overall seed in the West. And everyone's like, this team is not good enough to be a number 1 seed. But they got
just
it.
did it.
That
They-
team
they
is
just
going
did
to
it.
perform well. It was like
Right.
in the regular season, no,
I
I'll
do
tell you
remember
what it
that.
was. It was the Suns. It was the year coming off the bubble championship for the Lakers, and they win 49 games and get the 7 seed. And they're in the first round. They're playing a Phoenix Suns team led by Devin Booker, who had proved nothing to that point. And Phoenix just gave him the belt, and that's when I was like, the teams that win in the regular season win because they're good. And so even if you don't buy in to the players on the team, if you
They
don't
were
think
good.
they're as talented as teams that did not perform as well, those teams are still good and they're going to win games in the postseason.
Right.
And in baseball, for a while now, that has not even been the case because you see teams like the Diamondbacks who win 84 games and make a World Series. The Phillies in 22 did the same thing. They snuck into the last wild card spot.
what,
they go all the
had
way.
I think
I
they
think
were
88, 87, 88.
87, 88.
They
Because I
were-
remember the Brewers were a game behind them. They finished 80 with 86 wins. So it'd
Yeah.
have to be 87 or 88, which is mind-boggling as well.
But this year, we've seen the tides turn the other way, and the teams that performed in the regular season won series in the playoffs. And we have, obviously, the Dodgers have more talent than the Brewers or I guess the Phillies.
Right.
So they're kind of an outlier, but they won 92, 93 games. I don't remember what the exact number is. The Blue Jays got the number 1 seed. They earned that. These are
Yeah.
two good. Like the Blue Jays are good. The Brewers were good. No, even if you look at those teams and don't trust them in the playoffs, they won
They were
games
good.
for a reason.
They were
So
good.
that's
Yeah.
my
Agreed.
philosophy on that.
So you
I think-
going Blue Jays?
I think Toronto wins tonight. I do. I think I'm gonna go 5-2. 5-2. Final score.
I'm
Blue Jays
gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna go 6-4. I do. I think that it will be. I think it's gonna be a dogfight, and I just it's so hard, like not picking the Dodgers because like Brendan made a really good point. Is that your bullpen now it can essentially just be 6 guys that you're
Blake
paying
Snell
$1 million to.
and
Right.
Tyler Glass now.
Right. And but I don't know. I'll go 6-4 Blue Jays.
Okay.
That's my final.
Prepare the graphic. To
You know,
get
you actually
clowned.
you brought up the 2021 Phoenix Suns. I actually do have an article that is being read right now about a team that played the Phoenix Suns in the playoffs that year. I'm not going to say
That-
where.
Well, I will, because you're a Bucks fan. They same year they play the Brooklyn Nets in the second round with KD and Harden and Kyrie, the best big three ever.
Yeah.
But the Bucks, on Giannis's back, won that series, and thanks to KD's size 18 shoe, where he was an inch over the line for what would have been a 3 to win it.
What a
that sent it
time to be
overtime
alive.
instead.
What a time
I-
to be alive.
That's a moment I remember where I was when that happened.
I was also just like, I was in. Oh my gosh, I could talk about that all day.
Well, we're not
actually
going to.
So,
But
read
check out the article. We'll talk about the NBA here in a bit. I do want to get to pretty much the only other thing we have planned for the episode because we don't know when we're going to get interrupted. There's a decent chance that no one interrupts us. But
That's okay.
Austin's been wanting to tier list
Let's
the NFL
go.
quarterbacks. So that is what we are going to do now. I made this one myself. I'm not using a template. We've got 40 quarterbacks. Pretty much everyone that's played in the last 3 weeks is on this list. So
Right.
if you're not familiar, if this is your first time watching, we tier everything into 5 groups. You're either good, you are sneaky good, you are sneaky not ass, you are sneaky ass, or you are ass.
Love it.
And I think you can classify anything into those 5 groups. Today we're doing
I
NFL
couldn't agree more.
quarterbacks.
I think, especially for quarterbacks, I think that they're like these 5 rankings. Perfect. I don't think you can do any better with these.
That's last week we kind of struggled because we were tiering open college football vacancies, head coaching jobs, and we were like, this is somewhere between sneaky good and sneaky not ass. There was a lot of gray areas. If there's a tier that I would add to this, well, actually, the first tier I'd add is UMass. That goes below ass.
UMass, there it is.
UMass is the worst. But another tier that I was thinking about this in the shower. I had a shower thought. Sneaky not ass would be the tier. And it would be somewhere between, like it would be here. But I think that's getting a little too complicated. Maybe way down the line we could add sneaky not ass as a tier. But for now, let's just
I don't
get
even know
to
who I would put in that. Like,
that was like the Auburn job, or no, it was like Arkansas maybe would be like sneaky not
Okay,
ass
yeah,
because
'cause
they
this
have
is
the
pretty
donors, but the
Yeah.
job itself hasn't been good for 30 years.
that's so funny.
All right, Josh Allen. And before we get into it, I do want to say, I feel like the talking heads that talk about NFL quarterbacks do a pretty good job of classifying these guys. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to put a lot of guys into just good or ass, because a lot of guys aren't sneaky anything. Josh
Trust-
Allen is good,
Josh Allen's good.
and we can talk a little bit about Tua. We don't need to talk at all about Josh Allen. Tua played on Thursday night, and boy was he ass. And it brings a tear to my eye as a member of the Dolphins Mafia. I've been riding with Tua for about 5 years now, but it's over, right? Like it's done.
So we know he's ass. Okay.
He's ass.
So is there a conversation for him being in sneaky ass, or is he just
No.
Is he just
No,
ass?
everyone knows that he's ass.
He's ass.
It's not sneaky at
Okay.
all.
Okay. I'm
th-
I'm all for it. I think he sucks. But
It's not. If anything, he would have to be sneaky, not ass.
right.
because-
I think
The conversation is that he's ass. It's up to us whether he's sneaky, not that, or if he is that.
yeah, I think he's ass. I think
He's not sneaking into the ass category. Everyone already has him in the ass category.
because I think unfortunately, and even just looking at that Dolphins spot, they're in a really horrible spot.
They
because
fired
he's-
their GM this week. Chris Greer's out. McDaniel, they gave him the vote of confidence through the rest of the
still
season.
in.
I don't think he's the problem. I don't know if we talked about this or not. I think McDaniel's fine. I don't know. His issue is commanding a clubhouse, like commanding the locker room.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can do that. I think the scheme is fine. Tua is just making so many more bad decisions this year. than
Right,
he ever
and the
has.
scheme has worked. Like
in the
like,
past.
throughout the past few years, when this team has been healthy, they have looked. Their offense has looked good. Now,
Yes.
come playoff time, we know how that turns up, and Tua doesn't show up,
Yeah,
know?
I'm
which is ironic.
Tua. I think
In college,
could not have a better situation placed around him, and the fact that he's failing
Right.
in that situation now leads me to believe that it's over.
he's
Which-
ass.
And I don't think it's mostly not his fault. I think it's injuries to him
Yeah.
and to others that are making it so.
I agree.
I think we could have some dissent here because we are both Justin Fields guys, but I think Justin Fields is ass.
No, I can't.
I know I don't want to, but I think he is.
So okay, let's look at this. Okay, we have Tua. Okay, Tua's ass. Tua hasn't been good at all.
This year, yeah. The Jets did win last week.
Just put him
The
in
Jets
ass.
won last week, so that's
They did.
good.
And And I think that Fields has had good games. Like he looked like all right last week. He looked great week 1. Okay, but
Who was it that he looked just atrocious against? I started him in
oh my
fantasy one
gosh,
week, and he got like negative points.
the Bills. He looked horrible against the Bills. Like
It might have been
27
that
yards.
game. He's had some real stinkers this year.
And yeah,
I hate to do it.
unfortunately, yeah,
Tyrod Taylor, I think, also is ass.
probably ass. Yeah,
God.
there's nothing to be said there. They both suck, unfortunately. Love Fields, but
Yeah. MVP candidate Drake May is, I think, just good now. I think everyone knows he's good.
yes, I think he's like well, yeah.
I don't think it's sneaky anymore. If he's like a perennial top 3 MVP guy across everyone's saying he's an MVP. I don't think he can be sneaky anything.
Right.
Here's an interesting one. Joe Flacco. Where do we put Joe Flacco?
Sneaky.
He's either ass or he's sneaky not ass.
I think he's sneaky. I think
He looked really good
honestly
against the
just-
Steelers a couple weeks ago.
he is actually just like in this situation's really going to help him out a lot with Jamar and T. Higgins. Like you're just
Yes.
chucking up balls.
He's tremendous at getting those guys the ball.
Let's put
That's
him
really
in
all he has to
sneaky
do.
not ass. Let's
Yeah.
let's play around. Let's throw Joe Flacco in sneaky not ass.
Yeah. Dylan Gabriel is ass.
Ass.
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, I think that Joe Flacco in Cleveland is ass. Let's
probably.
get that out there.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's ass there.
Situationally, Joe Flacco is sneaky not ass. He's
I think
much.
every quarterback in Cleveland is ass.
There's a world this week in which Jake Browning gets to start in Cincinnati as well, and Jake Browning is ass.
Yep, and then Jake
So-
Browning is gonna win a game. So
He's not. There's no way the Bears lose to
Yeah,
Jake
yeah,
Browning led
let's
Bengals.
keep-
That's not happening. That's not happening.
oh my
um,
gosh, let's go to the next one. Lamar.
Lamar Jackson is good.
Yeah, we know where we're putting him.
Aaron Rodgers.
Sneaky good. Sneaky good.
Yeah.
Sneaky
I
good.
think so. I think
He
he's
has
sneaky
been so good this year, and I think he is really interesting because he is now playing in a league where everybody runs. Like every quarterback has the ability to run. Rodgers used to. Now he really doesn't have that ability. But he's playing in a league where you see dual threat guys everywhere. I mean, him and Stafford are probably like the only 2 guys left in the league where it's like, okay, they're good enough to be starters. Like, I mean, they're elite starters, and they just can't run.
Yeah.
And which obviously adds another dynamic to the game. I think it's good for football. But Rodgers has been really good this year. And I'm sorry, DK Metcalf, if we were ranking wide receivers, he'd probably be sneaky not ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
or
honest.
Sneaky ass.
He's not that good. He's not that good. You're rolling with DK Metcalf. What, Calvin Austin?
Calvin Austin, Muth, and Jonnu
Roman
Smith
Wilson?
and Darnell Washington. They've got the
Like-
the 3-headed monster at tight end.
Oh, and then they got Jalen Warren out of the backfield.
Dude, I am in such a blender with the Steelers backfield. In one league, I have Jalen Warren starting. In one league, I'm so injured I have Kenneth Gainwell starting. And then in my main
nice.
league, I drafted Caleb Johnson in the 8th round, and he has like 6 carries all year. Dude, in my
That-
main league, which I'm
that's-
awful, I'm 2-6. This week, I'm just gonna let you know, my running backs are Kyle Monangai and Bam Knight. I am starting Chimere DK at receiver. Aronde Gadsden II is my tight end. And if Kyler Murray doesn't play, I'm either starting Sam Darnold or Jacoby Brissett as my quarterback. And it's week 9. Like, I could not have a worse team.
Yeah, that sounds
Daniel Jones, good at football.
good. Yeah.
Daniel
He's
Jones,
been
first player in history. Have you seen that clip?
great. No, I
think-
was like, what
Dude,
can
I
you
think-
possibly tell
I
me
think
here?
Burkhart's on the call, and it just cuts him right off, and it's just him, Daniel Jones running on the field. Daniel Jones, first player in history, and it just stops. I've like cried laughing at that
I'm
clip.
gonna need to find that clip.
Yeah, I might need to cue that up at the tail end of this. Trevor Lawrence is sneaky
Sneaky
ass.
ass.
Yeah.
Sneaky ass. We
Yeah,
know
we're
exactly
agreeing
where we're
there.
going with them. He is like, and this is what blows my mind, okay, is Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields were the two of like the best high school quarterback prospects
Yeah.
in a while. Like they were the 1 and 2. I think 24/7 had Fields above Lawrence, but Lawrence was like the guy.
The guy. Yeah.
And then goes to Clemson, wins a natty, right?
Hmm.
And everybody knows. Like everybody knows he's the first overall pick. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter anything.
Yeah.
Right? He
He's
was always the first overall pick.
generational, can't miss.
Right. And he goes out and he wins. He wins.
Is that year
Hey.
2 where they go to the playoffs and win in the wild card round? Or was that year 1?
Do what? What was that? Sorry. I don't know.
When he won the playoff game, was that year 1 or year 2? Like it was early, certainly.
It was year 2
Yeah,
because
that's what I thought.
so year 1, no, it was year 3. I think it was year 3 because
No way. No way. He was drafted in 21.
When was Urban Meyer his head coach? Was it,
His
was
rookie
that-
year. That was his
Oh my
rookie year.
Gosh, that was. So yeah, that would be year 2 then.
Yeah.
Because year 2 was first year Doug Peterson, and then they won a playoff game. Like they won a
Yeah.
playoff game. And
In a
he
historic
looked
comeback.
Good. That's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, yeah, that was the Oh my gosh, that was the Chargers game.
Yeah.
And they played with the Chiefs in their
did.
second playoff game. And now, ever since then, it's like he looks horrible.
Yeah.
And he has weapons. Like his team is not bad. That like the offensive line's it's a mid-tier offensive line. You can work with it. Travis Etienne has looked good this year,
Mhm.
right? You have Brian Thomas, who looked incredible last year. I mean, he probably sucks
been
now.
bad.
He'd probably be sneaky ass now. But,
Travis Hunter's out for at least a
right,
decent period
but
now
I
as
mean,
well.
you drafted Travis Hunter 5th overall. Like that's
Second.
the problem.
They traded up to get him second
Oh
overall.
my gosh, they did.
Yeah.
So they traded up. Travis Hunter has been like whatever. He had a really good week, like 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
He
Yeah,
gets first
in
100-yard
London
game.
or wherever they played. Yeah.
And then, like this is a fine team. This is a fine team,
They should be competitive for a wild card spot.
right? And it's like, Trevor Lawrence is what is holding this team back. In all honesty, I think if you have somebody else at quarterback, but now you're tied down to him because of how much money he's being paid. So, yeah, he's sneaky ass, dude. He's sneaky.
And
ass.
let's think back to the 2021 draft class because that was like this highly touted group of quarterbacks coming in. I think he's still probably the guy you would want out of that group, which is shocking.
Yeah.
But it's him, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones.
Yeah, I mean,
Lawrence is still the best guy out of that group, right?
there's probably conversation after this year. Like, would you rather have Mac Jones? Like, somebody's gonna say it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, listen, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to go through, and we're seeing this a lot now, and I think that we're going to see this a lot more. The more that quarterbacks are being paid all this money, we're going to see quarterbacks revitalizing their career. I think that they're going to be given more opportunity to do so. Like, I mean, you've seen. Let's look at guys we haven't named yet, right? Like you have Jared Goff, for example, who's kind of just a throw-in Detroit. He looks incredible. Geno Smith, what he did a few years back with Seattle, that was actually
Darnold.
just incredible. Sam Darnold,
Daniel Jones.
and Daniel Jones. These guys are the guys and Baker, of course. Like obviously,
Yes.
everybody knows the Baker story, and so these are guys that were, they stayed with their team too long. Like they kept being given more chances in the same environment that wasn't working. And I think he's going to be one of those guys where it's like,
He just needs a change of scenery.
talented. He's too talented to be playing bad.
Yeah.
And
agree
which
with that.
sounds insane, but he's sneaky ass right now.
Yeah. Okay, C.J. Stroud, and hear me out on this one. I think C.J. Stroud is sneaky not ass.
Okay, I like it.
Okay? Because I think, obviously, his rookie year, he's incredible. And we're seeing this trend now. Guys who have these incredible rookie years, they struggle in year two. His offensive line is so poor that there's really nothing he can do. Like, he's in just a really rough spot. And I think he's playing through it fairly well right now.
Yeah.
They have a very interesting game this week against Denver, which those are two of the best defenses in football. But he's going to get killed against the Broncos' defensive front.
So
He's gonna...
Oh, hey, Kirby's
So-
here. All
What's up,
right,
Kirby?
let's take a break.
yeah,
Let's see what
University of Kentucky.
Kirby's
It's
in
a Saturday
Lexington.
It's a Saturday after Halloween. It's dead as a doornail,
It's early.
and yeah, they're getting ready to tailgate. It looks like
Okay. For
already for next weekend. That's for next weekend.
I'd say they're on the road. They're in Auburn this week.
Yeah, but they set up a week in advance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kirby, you're going to be one of our college basketball guys, and Kentucky has had one of the more interesting secret scrimmage runs that
Right.
has ever happened. They beat the vaunted God Squad #1 Purdue team
Right.
in a scrimmage,
Yeah.
and then they go out yesterday, 2 days ago, and they lose to Georgetown.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw this stat. It was their biggest exhibition loss since they lost by 29 to the Soviet Union in 1991.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, Kentucky didn't have anyone, I guess.
Yeah, they've been dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
I know who's the point guard they brought in is hurt.
Yeah. Is that Quaint?
And Quaintance is the big. He's hurt still too. I forget who they bring in at point guard. They brought in a stud.
Who is it? Their point guard. Jalen. Black name. I don't know.
There's no way of knowing.
There's absolutely no way of knowing. There's the football stadium.
Yeah, Kroger Field.
Yeah, it makes Memorial look fucking puny.
It's SEC. Memorial. It has history though.
Yeah, exactly. There's no
So-
history here.
No.
Yeah, for real.
Jaland Lowe. That's his name. He's the Pitt
Deland
transfer.
Lowe. Oh, really?
The Pitt transfer. Yeah.
Football? That's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts over here. It's it's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. College basketball season starts in 2 days.
Yeah, Monday.
I'm semi-erect thinking about it.
Yeah. Aren't we all?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for my basketball.
Love it. All right. Well, Kirby, thanks for joining us. I know you took a little
course.
bit of time out of your day. We will talk to you shortly, I'm sure.
I'm sure. See you guys.
Yep. God bless.
Love it.
Yep. All right. Yeah, college basketball stuff coming soon as well. Let's get back to it. Cam Ward. I want to know what your thoughts on Cam Ward this year as a former supporter, maybe
It's
current
like-
supporter as well.
I think everybody expected the same thing. Like, nobody expected Cam Ward to go out there and play like Jaden Daniels did last year. Even
He's in
play
an
like
awful
Caleb
situation.
Williams did last year. And it's like, it's in a really, really poor situation. And I'm the guy that would say, when I'm drafting a team, you could go one of two ways when you're looking for a quarterback. And that's one, you build the team up, then you get the quarterback. Or two, you draft the guy, then build the team around him. I'm always going to say, build the team around the quarter. Or build your team, then get a
And
quarterback.
then draft the quarterback.
Because-
I agree.
And I think that a lot of teams, and this goes back to, highly touted quarterbacks that have failed in some situations, they're going to be given opportunity. Mac Jones is going to get another opportunity somewhere. I don't know where, but
Mhm.
he's going to be a guy that's given another opportunity. And it might be in San Fran. I mean, Brock Purdy sucks. and we're gonna get to that. But like, you know, I think that Cam Ward is in a really bad situation, and
It's okay. So do you think he is ass, or do you think he's good?
I don't think he's ass. I really do
Okay.
not think he's ass. I think he's sneaky ass, sneaky not ass.
I mean, he can't
Yeah.
be sneaky ass because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I got you.
the
Yeah.
consensus is his ass.
I don't think he's bad. I just think I think if any other quarterback on this list was in that situation, it would be pretty poor.
I think this iteration of the Titans with Josh Allen at quarterback is like at best a 500 team.
Right. It's like 2019, like the 4-12 Texans had Deshaun Watson,
Yes.
and it's like Deshaun
What more
was really
could
good.
Deshaun have done? Because he
Right.
was still a top 5 guy that year.
But he's not winning games because that team was really bad. So yeah, let's go sneaky not ass. I'm cool with that.
Okay. I think Bo Nix is I think he could be sneaky ass.
I think he could be too.
He played great last week against what might be the worst defense ever constructed in the Dallas Cowboys. And I think he's had these fourth quarter heroics. But I'm not sure that he's a good quarterback. I still don't know if he is yet.
Yeah, I mean he has 15 touchdowns, but 4 of those just came last week.
He's a fourth
Yeah.
quarter merchant to this point.
I
at the
agree,
very
especially in the win against the Giants. I mean, I think that win specifically, and the Jets, and the Eagles.
Yes,
Like I'm just
like
looking back at these games right now, and it's like,
He has not
Like-
performed well for most of those games.
I don't know. And I think the best performances of the year, he did play well against Indy. I will say that he did play well
Yeah.
against Indy, but I think now this is. Let's revert back. The Broncos are a really good team. They have one of the best
That
defenses in
defense,
football.
that's one of the best defenses
Right?
in football. Yeah.
And I don't think that in the system that Sean Payton runs, and we saw this all in New Orleans, you do not need top tier receiving talent on the outside to win games with this offense, right? Like Drew Brees had, which no disrespect, but he had Marquise Colston and Brandon Cooks. Like those are your top 2 guys. Then he got
Michael Thomas.
and then whatever. But
Marcus Colston was a stud. Marcus Colston
Right.
was a stud.
But
But
I think that Marquise Colston is very similar to Cortland Sutton.
yeah,
like-
I think that's
Cortland
That's
Sutton
reasonable.
is good, but he's specifically good for this offense. And I think adding in guys like a Troy Franklin and a Marvin Mims, those are just nice guys to have.
Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant, yeah. Shout out shout out
ILL.
Illinois.
Um,
But yeah, I think sneaky ass though. I think sneaky ass too. I think the Broncos are good, but I don't think that it's because of Bo Nix.
no, I agree with that. That's a defense first team for sure.
Yeah. absolutely.
Justin Herbert is good.
It's good. Yeah. No question.
Pat Mahomes,
He's
good.
good. Yeah.
I do want
He
to
is
talk.
he has stepped this season. I mean, oh my gosh, he is night and day from what he was last year.
Now he's been doing it against some bummy teams. Like he's been doing it against teams that are not very good. This week, we get Chiefs Bills, and so I want to stop and talk about that briefly
Yeah.
because that's typically the game of the year in the NFL regular season.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna get that on Sunday. And I don't know where to go with it because the Bills neither of these teams have played like a team with a pulse in a couple weeks.
Right.
And so I can't really get a feel for how good anyone is.
I think, like, in my head, when I look at, like, the Chiefs struggled early in the season to just win a game, right? And I think with that, I mean, I'm looking at the Chiefs offense, and you now have Rashee Rice back. You've got Xavier Worthy. You know, Travis Kelce's still a good tight end. And I don't, and I think that the Chiefs will make a move for a running back. I don't know who. I don't think they'll
Kareem
make a move.
Hunt. Kareem Hunt's been vulturing all of my Pacheco goal line touches. It's pretty infuriating.
Yeah, actually, in my main redraft league, Kareem Hunt, he's been the flex, and it's working. Like
Yeah, he scores.
Can't
That's
not
all he
take
does.
him, right? I would say that the Chiefs. I like this Chiefs team healthy. Like I just think it's a more talented team when the Chiefs are a healthy team, and which is crazy.
Of
to
course.
me because like
Yeah.
they haven't had high draft picks in forever.
Yeah.
And they
decade.
just built this team
Plus.
from really. I mean, and granted, Mahomes came into a good team, but like they've been able to build this team around Mahomes without having high draft picks, without spending money outside of their guys.
Yeah.
And I think it's super impressive what Kansas City's done. I like the Chiefs personally. And
It's in Buffalo as well. That's
Yeah.
the only other thing I'd throw in there. But yeah, I think I like the Chiefs to win too. If the Bills win this game, then I think we can start having like legit talks about Bills Patriots for the AFC East. Like one of those two teams, and the Chiefs aren't winning their division either. There's a world in which the AFC doesn't run through either of those teams, or
Right.
Baltimore. Like those have been the three powers for the past couple of years. There's a world in which none of them play a home playoff game this year, and the AFC
Still,
runs
though,
through
I mean,
Indianapolis.
it's a sneak in. If those let's say hypothetically, let's say Broncos win the AFC West, and let's say
Pass. It'd be
I
the
mean, there's
Pats.
no freaking way the New England Patriots.
They're 6-2 now, and they have a very favorable schedule. So
Okay, so let's just say the Pats take the division, right? If the Bills are still going to be favored against almost everyone.
oh yeah,
The Chiefs, same thing. They're going
Yep.
to be favored against almost anyone. It doesn't matter if they're on the road. And I know
The-
that the Chiefs have like benefited from having home field advantage, especially last season in the postseason. But
the AFC
Yeah.
playoff race is very intriguing to me right now, and we're obviously going to get more clarity in the next 2 months. But there are a lot of question marks right now, and
Right, I
it
agree.
looks very different than what it has in the past.
yeah,
Geno Smith is ass.
Ass,
He's been so
yeah.
bad this year.
he
Dak
has
Prescott. Dak Prescott's really good.
It's
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
It's not flying under the radar. He
No,
is
not on here.
captaining
It's not.
one of the best offenses in football.
And that
Jalen-
stinks because that defense is so,
So bad.
bad. Shout out
It
Matt
makes
Eberflus.
for entertaining games, and whenever the NFL pushes the Cowboys on you every week to watch them on a national stage, at least they're a fun watch.
Yeah,
At least
I mean
it's- at least they're not
you're
boring.
going to have fun, especially if
Will
your
be
team is
entertaining.
playing the Cowboys. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be a fun game.
Hear me out on Jalen Hurts. I think sneaky good on Jalen Hurts. I think in their past couple, they're on a bye this week. Last week, whenever he has to air it out, they are so much better. They try to force the run, and it doesn't work. But whenever he throws the ball, that offense moves very well, and it opens up the run game and allows for Saquon to improve. Now the tush push stinks, but I think that
Yeah,
the
nobody likes
general consensus around Jalen Hurts is he is not a good passer, and he has been that when he's been asked to do so this year. So I'm going to go sneaky good.
Yeah,
unless if you have a better
I
argument.
agree. I
Okay.
think that he's also a quarterback that really benefits from a really good situation. But
He has so
we've
much
also-
talent around him.
Yeah, and that's not his fault at all. He was a second-round pick, and the Eagles built a team and then threw Jalen Hurts in there. So
The play calling has been weak, to say the least. And
I
as
don't
soon
understand
as-
how you have that many, like you have that many that much offensive talent. And I get it, like some guys aren't gonna eat, and I think that the AJ Brown debacle or whatever is like the dumbest thing ever. Like I think,
Yeah.
like if you're AJ Brown, first off, I mean you're winning games, you're gonna probably win the division. Like, shut up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you have Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. Like, there are going to be guys that are going to touch the ball over you, and that's okay.
Yep.
You know.
All right, Jackson Dart is one that I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
I would say He's sneaky, not ass.
Okay, I'm kind of leaning here because I think he's got this like golden boy reputation right now.
Right.
He's saving the Giants football, and I just don't think he's that good.
No,
Like
and
I think
that's
people
the
think
thing.
he's better than he is.
This is, and you know, I think we just talked about it um, with teams, right? So like teams in the regular season, you go out and you win. Let's say, look at the Brewers. They won 96, 97 games, right? And people are like, they're not, they're gonna get knocked. And it's like, this team won 97 games. Like they're good. And the Giants, like this is what blows my mind about the sport of football. They looked pitiful last year with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Pitiful. Daniel Jones sucked. Every statistic ever will tell you that he sucked.
Mhm. He was bad.
The Jackson Dart led offense looks better.
It is better. That's true.
And he's also in a spot where it's like, you just lost Neighbors. You just lost Cam Scatterbo.
Yeah.
Horrific
Which
injury.
we haven't seen the offense without Scatterbo yet.
Right.
So
And Tyron Tracy getting the start in redraft this week, so keep an eye out for him. But I think that it all depends on this week. Like if this week the Giants can go out there and let's say they just get a win, right? And it's like an all right game. I think that I think Wandale Robinson, he does have Wandale, who's also getting the start. I think sneaky not ass. Only
I'm okay with
because
that.
I-
The system around
I
is
think
pretty
that
poor. and
he
he's doing a lot.
has looked good. He looked good against the Broncos.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
are
he
the
did.
number one defense in football.
Except for when he blew it at the end. Like there were plays that he looked really ass.
He's a rookie. He's a rookie. All right. We gotta. I think him and Cam Ward are a lot closer than I think what is specifically
the
Titans
media
fans
is
would like
perceiving.
To, yeah.
Okay, and now I also want your thoughts on Jane Daniels because I'm not really sure what to do with him this year.
I don't
Is
think
he
he's
still-
good. Like
You don't think he's good?
Like in that tier. I don't think he's in that tier.
Do you think? Okay, well, okay. If you had to choose, is he good or is he ass? Because those are really the only two options, and then we can.
Okay, I think he's good.
Okay,
He's good.
yeah, I think he until further notice. I
He's
think
good.
he's still
Yeah.
good.
He won a playoff
At some
game.
point,
All right, he won 2 playoff games actually.
he could be sneaky ass, but we still
could
think
be.
he's good for now.
Yes.
Marcus Mariota.
Come on.
All right, Caleb Williams.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, I don't know. I legitimately like. There are times where I want to say sneaky good,
We had
and
this
then as
talk.
soon as you think he's sneaky
every
good,
week.
then he makes you think he's sneaky ass. He misses more wide open throws than he should. That's my biggest gripe with Caleb Williams.
Right.
Is there are throws that every single quarterback in the league will make that he will overthrow by 7 yards.
Now, and I'd like to get your thoughts on this because at USC he literally just ran around. Like he would run around and make the craziest throws you will ever see in your life.
He has surpassed my expectations as far as scrambling as well.
Right.
He
And
has this. He has the same thing as Fields, where like he is much faster than you'd think he would be.
right. And dude, oh my gosh, the night and day difference from Caleb Williams and Justin Fields, by the way, just being Bears fans. I mean, night and day. Like, we could talk about that all day, but I don't think that Caleb Williams can play in a very, very structured offense. I just don't think
Yeah.
he can. I don't think that makes him a bad quarterback at all because I don't think a guy like Patrick Mahomes can play in a structured offense.
Yeah.
you have to make Caleb Williams the star of the offense. Like
He's a
you just have
peacock, and you got to let him fly.
you just gotta let him. You just gotta let him do his thing. And unfortunately, I do think that was a lot of the problem with Fields. Is that I think he was a little bit of the same creature. He just, I mean, he was a structured offense, and it was never gonna work. But
Brendan's
I
saying
think
sneaky
Caleb
not
Williams
ass.
is good. Do what?
Okay,
What was that?
Brendan says Caleb sneaky not ass.
Brendan doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's
I
get
think-
to Kyler. Let's get to
I think
Kyler and
sneaky
Jacoby
good.
Brissett. Let's see where we put them.
Jared Goff is good.
Jared Goff is good, unfortunately.
All right, here's your chance to talk about Jordan Love.
Okay. Jordan Love is a lot like Caleb Williams in the sense Jordan Love makes me think sometimes, okay, he's actually good. Like, and then sometimes he plays and I'm like, holy shit, dude, this guy's ass. Right? And it's so back and forth. And I think rookie year Jordan Love was good. He was just a good quarterback. I'd probably say
Toyota-thon Jordan Love is good.
right. And I think his
I'm gonna do it.
this is our list, man. It's just me and you. I say sneaky. I think if it's just the way, like, yes, they won 11 games last year, but they were not good against division. They were not good against divisional talent at all. They were, and they fell in the playoffs. Like they got. I
Yeah.
mean, they got
They
beat.
played the Rams,
pretty
right?
nicely.
No, the Vikings played the
They-
Rams.
They played the Eagles.
Yes. Well,
Correct.
the Eagles were a wagon.
Yeah, but I
So-
mean, still, like you just won 11 games. You have Josh Jacobs who played incredible all season long, and this and that. I don't think this team is that much better from last year's team though, even with Micah Parsons. Like it just doesn't feel like a different.
I think they're
Different.
closer to the 2023 team than 2024.
Yeah, I
but
agree.
I don't think until we see them heat up, I don't think that they're as good as that team was rolling into the postseason.
Right.
That's my thoughts on this Packers group.
And I do think though, Jordan Love fits that LaFleur offense pretty nicely. Like I think he does. I just think that he has a lot of, like, he's not as talented as a Caleb Williams, right? I think that a lot of people could agree on that.
Yeah.
I think that he's not as talented, and I think that he's still, even not being as talented, has a lot of the same issues as Caleb Williams. And so
I think that's fair.
that's why I would put Caleb in sneaky good and Jordan Love in sneaky ass. Because I think the expectations for Jordan Love, especially this season with Micah Parsons, are higher. So
Yes.
and
certainly.
and he's been good. Like, he's been all right. Like, I think he's been good, but he still has, he still has those limitations. Let's just go on to the next guy. Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz's ass, and luckily for him, he's being put out of his misery. He no longer has to play football for this Minnesota Vikings team.
And guess
He-
who else is going to be playing football for the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, here we go. That might be the easiest decision I've ever made.
He's
This
so
guy
ass.
and I'm willing to be proven wrong, but I have never seen a moment in JJ McCarthy's career that I have pointed at the TV and said, only a good quarterback could make that play. He has never once elevated above average at anything on the football field. I think, is he a tremendous leader? Possibly. I'm not in the locker room. He
Yeah.
quarterbacked a team that won a national championship at the collegiate level that had
He threw 5 passes all season.
significantly more talent than other teams, and he was asked to do the bare minimum every single opportunity.
Yep.
And he played one good quarter against the Bears, which I think is tells you much more about the Chicago Bears than it tells you about J.J. McCarthy.
Unfortunately, true.
And yeah, I think he's just not good at football, and I've never seen him be good at football. So why would he be anything other than ass?
I agree.
Baker Mayfield is he's putting himself in dangerous, sneaky ass territory. He's not there yet. He's still good. But he has struggled the past couple weeks
Yeah.
after we thought MVP was like his.
Yeah, there was MVP
He
talks, yeah,
has
for sure.
flushed that away at a rapid rate.
But the Bucs are still winning games. Like,
Yeah, I mean that division's still theirs. I'm not worried about any of these 6 quarterbacks that may play at
All
any
right,
point
dude.
in the NFC South.
We might be able to fill up the ass tier real quick.
Here, okay, this could be the longest conversation. Mike Penix, because he hasn't proven much to me either.
Right, and like he plays for a team that really doesn't ask a whole lot of him either. Like they have,
And
Bijan,
he
and Tyler
has
Allgeier.
the weapons.
Yeah, but he's
He
not
has some of the
been
best
good.
weapons in football. I think he might be sneaky ass though.
Sneaky
Like,
ass.
I think people still think he's like decent. Kirk Cousins. He just got beat by 24 points by the Miami Dolphins last
yeah.
week at home
And-
in
yeah.
the dome. How do you put up 10 points against that Dolphins offense or defense when you have Bijan Robinson, who's the best running back in football, against one of the worst rushing defenses to ever grace a football field? And they don't run the ball, and Kirk Cousins looks putrid. He was good not that long ago, and I understand he's been dealing with injuries. He had
That doesn't-
moments last year that he looked pretty good.
Threw 500 yards against the Buccaneers. Like,
Yes. And okay, let's say hypothetically, he wants to get traded to a team where he can start, and there's only one team in the NFL that I think would be willing to make that move, and it's the team that these guys play for. And so that would be a reuniting with his old OC. But like, is he better than JJ McCarthy right now? Even
I don't think so.
I don't know.
And as much as and everybody loves Kirk Cousins. Like he's just like
He seems
he's
like
just
a great
an
guy.
awesome dude, and everybody likes Kirk Cousins, but he's ass, unfortunately. And he was not ass a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And
He was
just now.
he was so sneaky good for about 7 years.
7 years in a row. Sneaky good.
Okay, Bryce Young is an
Sneaky,
interesting one as well.
not ass.
Oh, I see. That's not at all where I was gonna go.
Sneaky, not ass. I think
I
that there's a
don't-
bad notion around Bryce Young.
There
I
is.
really do.
He's played some of
And-
the worst football of anyone ever. He has.
I think that, but here's the thing, right? We watched Andy Dalton play last week. Who we all know where he's going. Let's just go ahead and throw him in. He is horrible. But Bryce Young has looked not ass, but he's like kind of still ass, but he's like kind of good at the same time. I think like sneaky not ass is perfect. Like I think it's
Okay.
He's like
sneaky, not ass in a Jackson Dart kind of way.
right. Yes,
maybe.
yes.
Or like a Joe Flacco.
I
he's
think
not-
that. Yes, yes. I
He's
agree.
not like a CJ Stroud level of sneaky, not ass. We can just go ahead and put both
Yeah,
Saints guys in
just
ass, right?
go fucking go rapid fire here.
Spencer Rattler's been benched,
Crazy,
and we're seeing Tyler Shuck this week,
crazy.
which I think is going to be an utter disaster.
I
think
would
there will
love to
be-
see Saints, Vikings, Tyler Shuck, JJ
Against
McCarthy,
JJ?
no Justin Jefferson. That would be peak football for me. I would love.
Tyler-
I'd love
Tyler Shuck would go 5 for 16, getting sacked 6 times and throwing 4 picks against Brian Flores.
And
Like,
JJ
there's-
McCarthy would have 123 yards on 13 completions, and he'd have a touchdown because somebody would have to score. But it's
It
like
would
a
be-
tip drill.
it-
like tip drill.
It'd be a
to score
Jalen
that.
Naylor touchdown. He wouldn't get like it. He wouldn't get it to a weapon. Jordan Addison is having like one catch. Hawkinson's getting donuts across the scoreboard, but Jalen Naylor is like they're feeding Jalen Naylor. Yeah,
Golly.
I'd imagine those teams might play this year. There's just no way of knowing.
The Bears did just play the Saints, so but I don't
Yeah.
know if that's I don't know how the schedule works for everyone else.
Kyler Murray,
Sneaky ass.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
he's my
I
fantasy
think-
quarterback. He might not play this week, but like, and I understand the Cardinals are like they have the least talent in the NFC West. But at some point, if you're a number one pick, you need to elevate, and he hasn't.
And that's like he looked so good early on in his career, and he has never progressed.
All the tools are still there, but he's just
Yeah.
the exact same guy.
He has never gotten better at what he sucks at. He can't throw the ball over the middle of the field. He
Did
just
you
can't.
see the Tua, not to go backwards, but the Tua interview where he's like, I couldn't see over my lineman? To continue to pile on Tua in the ass category, he might be the worst media trained guy in football right now, and that has not always been the case. He has been traditionally a pretty good like interviewee.
Right, yeah, I feel like
Like
we've
he-
never had a conversation about him.
He's
being
been
bad
great
at
on the podium, and this year it's just completely different. I don't know what's changed. I hope that it's not early onset CTE, but
That would-
it
that
seems
would
like
stink.
that's potential. But yeah,
I think Kyler sucks.
Jacoby Brissett.
Joe,
And this week, we get to see him potentially. I know that they said Kyler is gearing up to play, but Jacoby Brissett practiced with the ones yesterday. But he's going to get to play a Dallas Cowboys defense, and that's going to be a real stoppable force versus movable object. And I just can't wait. Okay, you said Brock Purdy stinks, and I think I have to disagree with you.
oh no!
He's been dealing with injury. You can't ask him to do more than what he's done for the 49ers. Right? I don't think that is he one of the 22 most talented quarterbacks in the NFL? He's not. But you don't need him to be, and he does enough for what they need. And so I think I'm willing to go sneaky good still for Brock Purdy.
Oh, sneaky good.
So make your argument now.
So I think that Brock Purdy, since what was it, 2
The
years ago? at
NFC
this
Championship 2 years ago, or the
point? 2 years
Super
ago
Bowl?
at this point, right?
Yeah.
Ever since then, he really just hasn't been on the field. Like he hasn't been on the field. Okay, that's
You can't
one,
fault.
right?
I mean, you can't fault him
Right.
for that.
But I mean, he just hasn't been good. Like he hasn't been that good when he's been on the field. And I think that could, like, the 49ers themselves just, oh my gosh, they're
They're so banged up, and they do this every year.
every single year. And I think that this is an opportunity to pull up some statistics just real quick.
Every
Because-
year that the 49ers are healthy, they make the Super Bowl. They just aren't healthy 3 out of every 4 years.
Like last year, funny enough, he actually put up a similar stat line as CJ Stroud. And CJ Stroud was sneaky ass last year. Was not good.
Again, his O-line was
Right.
quite possibly the worst that's ever been assembled.
And yeah, 2023 Purdy was like MVP territory. I remember. Right?
Which was always doing too much. He
It's
was,
like-
again,
right.
he's not a top 22 quarterback in the NFL, talent-wise.
We have this conversation of when do we take him off of where he was in 2023 when it's 2025, right? And he's played 2 games this year. He has 4 touchdowns, 4 picks. He hasn't looked great in either of those games. I don't think he looked great last year, and I just don't think that, like, I look at guys in the NFL that I'm like, okay, who would I rather have over Brock Purdy? And there's a lot of guys. Like
Now-
I'm almost in a situation where I would say the way that Sam Darnold has played the last 2 years, there's a conversation for wanting Sam Darnold right now over Brock Purdy, and
I
that
think that's-
breaks my heart.
Completely reasonable. But the thing you have to think about is Brock Purdy in the 49ers system is an outlier. And so
Right.
if you're the 49ers, I think you'd rather have Brock Purdy than Sam Darnold. But if I'm another team, Sam Darnold has proven enough the past couple of years that I'd rather have him. But I think there's something to be said about being the guy for the system, which he has been.
So
Although,
like,
if again you read his stats out, I'm willing to move him down to sneaky ass because, I mean, 4 picks in 2 games this year is not good, and I think people still think he's pretty good. Again, he's dealing with injuries. I will still say that he could be good, but
no, and that's what I'm saying is like I think that he can be good. Everything just has to be right. Like everything has to be right. And that goes for a lot of guys. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but like even a guy like let's look at Daniel Jones, right? Like everything has went right for Daniel Jones this year, and he has balled out. When things aren't going right in Indy, what does Daniel Jones look like? We don't know. But we have seen what he's looked like in New York when things have not been going right. And that is one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. And so, is that the same? We don't know. Now we're seeing what Brock Purdy looks like without everything going right. And I think that in my head, I'm taking away from Brock Purdy because of, like, he does get the job done. I mean, he does.
he's a system guy.
And for a Kyle Shanahan offense, I agree. I think that he is the guy for that system. But, you know, he's getting paid $50 million now. Like, hey, you weren't ever supposed to be making that much money, dude.
No.
Like, that's not your move, you know? I don't know.
Mac Jones is going right here, and I think you'll agree with me.
Yeah.
He has been serviceable in this, and again, I think there are a lot of guys that could be serviceable in the 49ers scheme.
Right.
But people thought, and like the talk of the draft was this was Shanahan's guy, and Shanahan's brought him in, and he's just done a great job doing exactly what needs to be done to keep this team afloat, even with this mountain of injuries. They're still above 500 right now, which is shocking. I think they've already matched their win total from last year. No,
Yeah,
Weren't they 5-12
they've
last
looked all right. Can we get a fact check on
they're
that?
still competitive.
Let me check that for
The record.
Yes, but I
Alright.
think I couldn't agree more. I think he's been really good, and I think that's kind of where the conversation comes. Where is Brock Purdy? Like, what is Brock Purdy, right?
Yeah.
Because Mac Jones is playing with all these injuries, and he's looked better than Purdy. But anyways, continue.
Matt Stafford is good.
Good, yeah. I think he's still him and Rodgers, dude. They're the last 2 pocket passers, and it's like.
And Russ. I did not include Russ on this list. We know where Russell Wilson is right now.
Fun fact: Russell Wilson did throw for 430 yards against the Dallas Cowboys.
Dude,
Literally the Kirk Cousins against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. Oh my gosh!
Sam Darnold is
Sneaky good. Yes, with expectations heading into the season, sneaky good, for sure.
I believe, and I don't know if this is still up to date, but I believe he's still PFF's #1 quarterback in football. So,
JSN looks like the greatest wide receiver I've ever seen in my life.
Yes. I think what we've seen is that Sam Darnold, when you give him an A1 receiver, he knows how to find that guy, and he does it. So this is our tier listing of the NFL quarterbacks. Again, this is not like a S tier, A tier, B, C, and D. This is all compared to their perception in the public. So
Right.
we are not saying that Bryce Young
We got
better than Jordan Love. Okay,
I'm
that might
looking
look
at- I'm
that
looking
might
at
look
sneaky
bad.
Ass and Jordan Love's just in the middle.
The sneaky ass tier is not. It's not bad. Well, it's guys that are supposedly good that we think are underperforming. And the
I
sneaky
think
not ass
yes,
is
it's guys that are held
bad,
to
that
a
are
higher
overperforming.
standard that we
Yes.
think are not at that standard.
Yep,
And
that's
then, like Caleb Williams is the perfect example. Like nobody likes Caleb Williams ever.
Mhm.
Nobody, like everybody you talk to will say he's a bust, and he's just not a bust. I think the same thing with like nobody's talking about how good Rodgers is. I think people are like, oh, he's whatever. No, he's been like one of the best quarterbacks in football this year. So
all right. Do we want to do quick college football, or do we just want to wrap it up?
I personally have nothing to give for college football.
Okay.
I do. We could talk about the Brian Kelly firing,
Yeah,
but I
let's do
think
that.
that we're going to be on like the same wavelength. It's like obviously that's the decision that had to be made. He's been fucking horrible since coming to LSU. Nobody likes him. Nobody at LSU likes him. Nobody around LSU likes him.
No.
I think he's handled some situations pretty poorly with players, and I think that this is the right move. And people were like, you know, Brian Kelly got fired, and LSU recruits are still going to LSU, and it's like, if you thought recruits were going to LSU for Brian Kelly, then you're a
Yeah.
moron. Like you
LSU is
are
getting
stupid.
is getting recruits no matter what.
And
He
I
had
think
nothing to do with it.
I think LSU is falling behind though when you look at the rest of the SEC. Like Lane Kiffin and what he's doing with Ole Miss, like they're becoming a powerhouse. You obviously know Kirby Smart and Georgia, and then you look at Alabama, what they've been able to do this year. You look at LSU and they're falling behind, and this is a team that is good. Like this is a good team. They have a lot of talent, but they're falling behind the rest of these powerhouses where they should be. And it's like,
It's a textbook culture clash.
Right.
Right. Like LSU in our lifetime has put out some of the most like exciting players that we've ever watched. Right? They like have these guys that are supposed to like strike fear in your heart on the other side.
right.
And name the last time a Brian Kelly team ever has done that. I think maybe like the national champion runner-up team in 2012. Right. And
Yeah.
Manti Te'o. That's the last time.
That was 13 years ago.
That's the last time a Brian Kelly team was like a legit scary threat on a national landscape in
Right.
college football. So obviously the buyouts a lot. They're also buying out their AD, who's done a lot of good things for them. They said that the national or the state government is getting involved with the coaching search. They are taking some choices here that I think could put they're continuing, I think, to dig a deeper hole
Yeah,
into
I
a
agree.
problem that
They
do
also
need to be
said
solved.
the interim AD is going to have a decision on the next head coach that is hired. And like,
Yeah.
why?
Mhm.
like
I mean-
why is that made public at all? Like, why was that reported
Uh-huh.
on? And two, you're giving an interim AD like 8-9 games in the season, or more than that probably. I don't even know where we're at this point. But
Yeah. 8.
it's just LSU, and they're really falling behind, and it's like, okay, now you're behind. You're behind Ohio State. You look at these other teams; they have the foundation coaching wise. They have their guy. The only way that they're gonna leave, like the only way Lane Kiffin leaves, is if Alabama job opens up, which I don't think that's gonna happen anytime
Well,
soon. Unless
LSU or Florida. I mean, like those
Right,
are
but-
better jobs than Ole Miss. So
But
we
then-
talked about that last week.
But I still don't think I see him, like in his eyes, he probably doesn't think it's a better job. It's like a little bit more dysfunctional, and like I'm still pulling my guys in to Ole Miss, and so
Yeah.
you know,
I think he has a strong, like Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street persona, and I think he is gonna do the Leo, I'm not leaving. Like I think
Right.
I could see him tweeting that video
Dude,
as soon as the season ends.
I remember when he was tweeting last year and was like, I remember when all the coaches were doing that. It's like, we should be in the college football playoffs. And they're like tweeting their full reason why. They are giving like,
Yeah.
why are we going to Twitter with
Did
that, bro?
Yeah,
Who cares?
He conveniently left out that they lost a home game to Kentucky, who did not qualify for a bowl game.
And then they lost to Florida the week before the college football playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, that
What are we
team
doing?
that team had no right to be in the playoff. I also want to talk I could rant about this, about the ESPN, Disney, YouTube TV argument. Are you a YouTube TV user, Austin?
No, I'm not. I think
Okay.
it personally, to me, actually, no, before we get into that, you guys talked about NBC and the NBA last week. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Holy fuck. I am so happy. Dude, I got to watch primetime basketball Monday and Tuesday. And you know what I only had to do? It's just have a Peacock subscription. I
Yeah.
didn't need NBA TV. I didn't need a league pass. I didn't need nothing. I was able to watch the game just right there. And oh my gosh. And then, dude, like,
Rob Manfred, take notes.
Adam Silver, this is the best thing Adam Silver's done with the NBA since taking over. And he sucks. Holy shit, does he suck. And, like, just getting nationally more televised basketball games on different networks is always the move. It's like everybody complained about how they're not able to watch basketball games easily. And that's
Yeah.
true. And now 2 days a week you can watch 4 games for essentially $10 a month. That
And
that is awesome.
ESPN still carrying their games too, which
Right.
obviously I can't watch anymore. But Prime has games on Fridays, right? They're doing the NBA
Right.
Cup stuff, which that started last night, right?
Yes, it did. No,
Yeah, so
Nuggets Trailblazers, great game. You know, we won't get into NBA talk. Not a lot's happened
Yeah.
really.
yeah,
You know, but
we'll have time to talk NBA Cup when we get a bracket.
right.
But back on the ESPN YouTube TV thing, I'm placing both feet firmly into the YouTube TV camp because this is a textbook move by Disney and ESPN. They're getting greedy. All these networks are trying to get greedy with YouTube TV, trying to get them to pay more for their side. And this is all just a ploy to get more people to buy their new subscription on their app that is separate from a cable subscription. And I think at some point this is going to get resolved. So I'm holding firm. I will not be watching any ABC, ESPN college football games this week because I'm not going to give in to the greedy Disney, ABC, ESPN conglomerate. And at some point I hope it gets resolved. But YouTube TV they've jacked up their prices so much in the past
Yeah.
couple months.
That's why I
And-
don't have it. Is 'cause
and-
it's so expensive.
And all that like Disney is trying to do right now is like if they come to terms, if YouTube TV budges, then our bill gets more expensive.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. So support YouTube TV here. Don't like to keep my network stuff. Like I love Scott Van Pelt, but he's pleading on his midnight show, like go to keepmynetworks.com to keep us on YouTube TV. That's the greedy ESPN that it's their problem, not YouTube TV's.
Right.
That's my belief. And then also I want to address the hoodie. This is part of my Halloween costume. And I'm gonna try and be on the right side of history today. If Penn State can go on the road to Columbus and pull an upset, I was there first. I was on the train.
What is the
whole way.
line set for that game?
Ohio State is shockingly only an 18.5-point favorite. I think that.
Dude,
I think-
Ohio State might win by 1 million.
I think they could, but for the first time in maybe 20 years, I can say, Penn State, let's be on the right side of history. Uh, let's. I'm going to support Penn State today in their endeavors. But yeah, so that game's kicking off here it would be 10 minutes. It's actually going to be about 18 minutes because Big Noon kickoff always runs late. And then Illinois is playing Rutgers on NBC, the vaunted 11 a.m. NBC slot that everyone wants, that I actually didn't know existed until today. But yeah, so that will be fun. I guess, I mean, it's too late now, but tickets are $9 if you want to go in Champaign. So
Yeah.
a lot has changed in the past couple weeks with Illinois football.
I guess I could recap the game that I went to last week. I went to IU UCLA. Actually, there's not a lot to recap. It was actually probably the most pitiful game I've ever seen. Fernando Mendoza.
It wasn't more pitiful than the one we played against him. So
that is true. That is factual. UCLA looked so like they were coming off 3 straight wins, and then like the second or third play of the game is a pick six. IU just immediately goes up by a touchdown, and it was just
crushed the spirit.
It was pitiful.
Okay, and then last game. Let's talk about briefly before we hang it up. We've got the cocktail party today, which I can't watch. But Georgia at Florida at 2:30 in Jacksonville, neutral site. Georgia's a 7.5-point favorite. This is the game, though, that Florida, without Billy Napier, could come in and make their stamp on the season. And be like, hey, we beat Georgia. Because I don't think there's any of these SEC teams are unbeatable. I think Florida could go out and win this game. They have the talent to do it. So I would be very excited to watch that if I was not a paying YouTube TV customer. So yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it. Maybe let's just I'm gonna tee you up.
Okay.
NBA. I'm just gonna give you 2 words. I'm gonna let you say whatever you want about it. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Ryan Rollins.
Okay, so he's the next coming of Drew Holiday. Okay, I don't know if you've seen Ryan Rollins. I don't know if you watched any highlights against the Warriors or the Knicks. So
he was shadowing Steph, though, right?
He scored. I think his final stat line against the Knicks was 25, 4, and 4. He's only starting because Kevin Porter Jr. is out. And now he was out with a sprained ankle. Then he tore his meniscus yesterday in practice. So he's out for 4 weeks. We get more of the Ryan Rollins show. I'm so fucking stoked. Because, he actually, oh my gosh. The way that Ryan Rollins plays is literally Drew Holiday. He's going to be a great on-the-ball defender. He leads at least top 3 in the league in deflections. He's up there in steals per game. He has been so good defensively, and you're adding an incredible 3-point shot. He's just not missing right now. Is it Lynn's sanity? No, because Jeremy Lin sucks. Ryan Rollins is him. I'm super, and this goes all the way back. We can revert back to Giannis talk. I know that we've talked about Giannis on the podcast and the situation in Milwaukee. There's a world where if Ryan Rollins keeps up, he's averaging 18 points per game right now. Okay, 18, 4 and 5.
Yeah.
If Ryan Rollins keeps that up, there's a world where Giannis is okay, I like Ryan Rollins. I think that I think yesterday's win against the Warriors, or two nights ago on Thursday, their win against the Warriors was so much bigger than people wanted to say, because the whole thing was, when outside of Giannis, what does this team have? And you watch the team go out there and they lit it up from 3. Miles Turner even had 17 points. He sucks. He's he is literally Brooke Lopez, and I can't do this. I can't watch it. I hate Brooke
That's exactly
Lopez.
what he is.
But I think that I love Ryan Rollins. If he keeps it up, I want him to start all 82 games. He's so much fun to watch. He's the Curry killer. Fuck the Warriors. Draymond Green was talking his shit. Don't care. Ryan Rollins is him. And Kyle Kuzma sucks. For anyone that hasn't watched.
There was no debate there.
And he actually had a great defensive game against Cat. when they played the Knicks. Cat had 8 points in that game. Actually, one of the more pitiful Cat performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And if I'm getting bullied by Kyle Kuzma, well, I know where I'd be the next day, and I wouldn't be on this podcast. So, let's go Bucks. 4-1. Ryan Rollins is him. Gary Trent still. Derry Bird, AJ Green, love him. He's white. Hey, love him. And
The
so,
Bucks. This,
Yeah.
I mean, this is the year, right? The East is.
yeah, this is what
and
you
I
have
looked-
to you have to do it this year.
I'd tell you, hey man, this is the year, but Bulls are 5-0 as well, and so I'd watch out for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I
'Cause
wouldn't.
They're
I wouldn't.
wagon.
Yeah, so what's so funny about that team is like they refuse to ever rebuild their team. They're
No,
always like,
No, they are
you know
shooting
what?
for 36 wins every year. That's all they
let's go for 40. Let's do it.
Th-
And
and
they're
they
gonna
won't get
do
it.
it. And then they're gonna play a play-in game, and they're gonna lose by 80 to the Miami Heat because the Miami Heat are playing Wizards. They're
Yeah.
never gonna lose
want.
a
Well, no,
play-in game.
they aren't they're much better than the Wizards.
Yeah, who the Milwaukee Bucks have already beat this season? Who they have? Chris
Of
Middleton.
course, opening night, right? Or
Chris
second.
Middleton's coming back to Milwaukee. He's going to be bought out by Washington, or if not, like he's making like $40 million this year. He's going to get.
I
bought
still
out.
think. I mean, you could talk about the Bulls. The Wizards have the most confusing roster in basketball.
Oh, dude,
Why are you carrying C.J. McCollum and Chris Middleton whenever you're trying to tank and continue to
But
play?
you have
like
them
they
mixed with.
they drafted like 3 wings, and all their young guys are wing guys, and they still start C.J. McCollum and Chris Middleton every
Yeah,
year.
you just have to start. You can't not start Chris Middleton because he's good,
They
Like,
have
he-
to buy him out. That's the only answer.
and he's coming back to Milwaukee. He's
I
coming
think,
back. It's a match made in heaven. I love Chris Middleton.
Sean Kennedy.
I love him.
Yeah, I'd imagine we'll get more NBA centric as we move on. This would be legitimately, this show right here with the two of us is going to be our best NBA show. and I don't watch the association
So
really at all.
I will say that like the next 3 articles, they will be NBA articles. Like
Yeah.
I do want to get some NBA content out there with the season starting up. I know that we have a lot of baseball content. I would love to get some football content, whether that's college football or the NFL. Doesn't really matter.
I've got that article coming still.
and
I can do
then-
it. I can redo that for this coming week.
Yeah, I got to finish up the. Yeah, you want to read about the Milwaukee Bucks in 2021, buddy? I lived it, and it was, oh my gosh, it was so awesome. I love that team so much. Like literally, the perfect basketball team ever created was that team. And PJ Tucker started games in the NBA Finals. He started
Yeah.
all 7 games in the NBA Finals. I love
Tonight only, you can get PJ Tucker, 5 threes.
Oh my gosh, he's hitting a corner 3.
That's what he does. That's all he does. That's all he
That's
did for a
Actually,
decade.
all he does.
Like the video, subscribe to the page on YouTube. Yeah, check us out on Facebook. Links are in the description to the Instagram and the Twitter page. And then our website link right at the top of the description, 5outpod.com, is where you can read all those articles. It's kind of the hub of all of our content. Obviously, we're doing the YouTube streams every week. We've got some like episodic videos coming down the pan as we continue to move along. Baseball season wrapping up, so we'll have some videos on that. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching this fast break episode of 5 Out. We will see you same time next week.